Hello! Welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations of people talking about environmental matters. This video is divided into 3 parts, including an interview with the Environmental Protection Agency director, a grandmother and grandson conversation about Earth Day, and a conversation between friends about moving into a new environment. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene. So, listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions right. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you excited? This should be fun. First, let's listen to a conversation between Ed and Victoria about environmental issues that will be discussed in the upcoming Environment Aid Conference. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's dive in.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the important discussions happening at this weekend's Environmental Aid Conference. I'm joined by the Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Victoria Dodson. Victoria, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Ed. It's crucial to tackle the challenges facing our planet.
Absolutely, especially nowadays that the effects are evident, the Earth is hot and polluted. Anyways, Victoria, could you outline some of the key topics up for discussion?
Of course, Ed. As you said, the Earth is so hot and polluted, so we'll explore climate change mitigation strategies and innovative approaches to reduce carbon emissions and combat global warming.
Oh, those are timely matters. Is there any particular issue that you're going to raise in the conference?
Well, one of the main issues that I want to raise is reducing our reliance on fossil fuels.
And why is this issue so important?
Well, the burning of fossil fuels has released huge amounts of greenhouse gases.
Can you elaborate for our viewers on the effects of these greenhouse gases?
Greenhouse gases lead to rising sea levels, higher temperatures, and more extreme weather events like typhoons.
Right, those are significant concerns. So, how do experts suggest we tackle this reliance on fossil fuels?
One approach is to increase our use of sustainable energy sources.
Could you explain what sustainable energy means?
Sustainable energy comes from renewable sources that don't harm the environment.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure. Solar panels use sunlight to create energy, and wind farms harness wind power to generate electricity.
Interesting alternatives. But are there any downsides to these sustainable energy solutions?
Some people worry about things like the visual impact of wind farms on landscapes. However, I believe the benefits outweigh the drawbacks.
It's definitely a balancing act. Are there any topics that we should expect to be discussed at the conference?
Of course, Ed. Along with strategies to mitigate climate change, we'll also focus on conserving biodiversity. Preserving our planet's biodiversity is crucial for maintaining ecological balance and ensuring the survival of many species.
That's an important aspect to consider. With so many species at risk of extinction, it's crucial to take action. Are there any specific initiatives being proposed?
Absolutely, Ed. We'll discuss initiatives like establishing protected areas and wildlife reserves. These areas provide safe havens for endangered species and protect their habitats from human activities.
That sounds promising for protecting biodiversity. Waste management is another significant issue. Are there any innovative solutions on the agenda?
Indeed, Ed. Waste management is challenging, but we'll explore concepts like circular economy models. These models aim to minimize waste by reusing, recycling, and repurposing resources.
That's intriguing. Transitioning to a circular economy could have wide-ranging benefits. What about renewable energy? Are there any emerging technologies being discussed?
Absolutely, Ed. We'll talk about tidal energy, which harnesses ocean tides to generate electricity. It's a promising renewable energy source, especially in coastal areas with strong tidal currents.
That's fascinating. Exploring new renewable energy technologies is essential for reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. Thank you, Victoria, for sharing these insights.
My pleasure, Ed. It's important to keep these discussions going and work towards sustainable solutions for our planet's future.
Now, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Victoria and Ed. What are some key topics being discussed at the Environmental Aid Conference? Climate change mitigation strategies, reducing carbon emissions, and combating global warming. Why is reducing reliance on fossil fuels important? It is important because burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases, causing problems like rising sea levels and extreme weather events. What is one example of a sustainable energy source mentioned? Solar panels which use sunlight to create energy. Wind farms which harness wind power to generate electricity. So, did you get all the questions correct? Let us know in the comment section. Now, let's hear a conversation between a grandmother and grandson as they talk about Earth then and now. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's begin.
Brian, let's head to the supermarket for dinner tonight.
Sounds good, Grandma. Since it's Earth Day, we should bring our own bags to reduce plastic waste.
Earth Day? Bringing our own bags? Back in my day, we didn't have all these plastic bottles and bags. Everything was glass and we reused it. We even got money back for returning bottles.
That sounds great, Grandma. But today, plastic is causing a lot of harm to the environment.
You young folks are the reason for all this mess. We didn't rely on plastic back then. Candy came in paper bags and we walked to school every day. No gas-guzzling cars for us.
Things have certainly changed, Grandma. Bringing our own bags is a small step, but it can make a big difference.
You're right, kiddo. It's the little things that count. What else can we do to help?
Well, we can also try to reduce our use of single-use plastics and recycle more. Every little action adds up.
That's the spirit. Let's make a difference one step at a time.
I heard in school that planting trees can also help combat climate change. They absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen into the air.
Ah, planting trees. I remember when I was a girl, we used to plant trees in our backyard every spring. It was a tradition passed down from generation to generation.
That sounds wonderful, Grandma. Maybe we can plant a tree in our backyard this weekend.
That's a splendid idea, my dear. It'll be our contribution to Earth Day and future generations.
And we can also participate in community cleanup events. Keeping our neighborhood clean and litter-free is essential for the environment.
Absolutely. I remember organizing cleanup drives with my friends when I was younger. It's a great way to instill a sense of responsibility and stewardship in the community.
Plus, it's a chance to spend time outdoors and bond with others while making a positive impact.
Precisely. It's heartening to see your generation taking such active steps to protect our planet. Together, we can create a brighter and cleaner future.
Indeed, Grandma. Let's do our part and inspire others to join us on this journey towards sustainability.
Well said, my dear. Let's head to the supermarket now and continue our conversation about how we can make a difference in our daily lives.
Sounds like a plan, Grandma. Let's make Earth Day every day.
Agreed. Shall we go now to the supermarket?
Yes, Grandma, let's go.
Now, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between a grandmother and a grandson. What does the grandson suggest they do because it's Earth Day? He suggests bringing their own bags to reduce plastic waste. What does the grandmother remember doing when she was a girl? She remembers planting trees in their backyard every spring. What activity does the grandson propose they participate in to keep their neighborhood clean? He proposed joining community cleanup events. So how many questions did you get right for the second scene? Let us know in the comment section. Now, we're down for the last conversation of Kurt and Bella about Bella's new neighborhood. Are you still taking notes? Make sure to write down the highlighted words and discover their meanings at the end of this video.
Hi, Bella. How's everything with you?
Everything's going well with me, just a little bit busy. How about you?
I'm all good, too. I spent some time hiking on the nearby trails last weekend. I heard you moved to a new place. How was it?
It's going well. Finally done unpacking, so feeling more at home now.
Have you had a chance to meet your neighbors yet?
Yes, I met them yesterday.
So how was it?
They're incredibly friendly and very passionate about environmental protection.
Sounds like good neighbors to have. Why did you say they're very passionate about environmental protection? Do they have activities or initiatives?
Yes, they're so passionate that they're really into renewable energy, like solar and wind power. They even showed me their mini wind turbine and solar panels.
Wow, that's impressive. It seems like they're really serious about maintaining an environment-friendly neighborhood.
Absolutely. They're big on recycling too. They gave me a detailed tour of their sorting system with 5 different bins. It was quite eye-opening.
5 different bins to segregate garbage? Wow. It sounds like they're really committed to making a difference. I'm curious, what are those 5?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive to see their dedication to recycling. The 5 bins they had were for paper, plastic, glass, metal, and organic waste. They even had a compost bin for food scraps and organic materials. It was quite comprehensive.
Wow, they showed you a lot of stuff. How long did it take for them to discuss such?
Definitely. But they talked my ear off about it for nearly 2 hours. I didn't realize there was so much to learn about being environmentally conscious.
Must have been quite the conversation. What else did they discuss?
They dove into the effects of fossil fuel dependence on the atmosphere, like CO2 buildup and ozone layer damage. It was fascinating, but also a bit overwhelming for a first meeting.
Yeah, those are important topics indeed. Did they mention any solutions or ways to address these issues?
Absolutely. They emphasized the importance of reducing our carbon footprint and supporting renewable energy initiatives. They also mentioned the role of individuals in advocating for environmental policies and making sustainable lifestyle choices.
That's great to hear. It's inspiring to see people so passionate about protecting our planet. Did they talk about any other environmental challenges?
Yes, they also mentioned deforestation and its impact on biodiversity and climate change. They explained how trees help absorb CO2 and offset fossil fuel emissions.
It's great they're so informed. Maybe I should meet them too, especially if they're planning a community recycling campaign.
Absolutely, Kurt. I'll introduce you. They'll appreciate the support, and who knows, maybe we can all get involved together in some eco-friendly projects.
That sounds like a fantastic idea, Bella. Let's make a positive impact together.
Now, before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Kurt and Bella. What did Bella's neighbors show her during their meeting? They showed her their mini wind turbine and solar panels. How long did Bella say her neighbors talked about environmental topics? They talked for nearly 2 hours. What environmental challenge did Bella's neighbors discuss besides renewable energy? They also discussed deforestation and its impact on biodiversity and climate change. So, how many questions did you get right for the third scene? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better, and subscribe to see our other videos. Diving into to begin or engage deeply in something. Timely matters. Relevant or important issues at the present time. Instill a sense of responsibility. To nurture or foster a feeling of duty or obligation in someone. Passionate about. Having a strong enthusiasm or interest in something. Talked my ear off. Spoke for a long time and enthusiastically about something, often to the point of tiring or overwhelming the listener. Now let's review other key vocabulary. Aid, assistance or support. Conference, a meeting or gathering for discussion or exchange of information, often with a specific focus or topic. Earth Day, an annual event celebrated on April 22nd to promote environmental awareness and protection of the Earth's natural resources. Deforestation, the clearing or removal of trees from a forested area, often for agricultural or commercial purposes. Emissions, the release or discharge of something such as gases or pollutants into the atmosphere. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.